Hey guys, thanks for clicking on my face. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about Movember. Movember is an annual event involving the growing of mustaches during the month of November to raise awareness of men's health issues. And trust me, it does raise awareness, especially when you don't look good with one. Men's health is in a crisis. Men die on average 6 years earlier than women, and for largely preventable reasons. Unchecked prostate cancer rates will double over the next 15 years. Testicular cancer rates have already doubled in the last 50, and across the world, one man dies by suicide every minute, every day, with males accounting for 75% of all suicides in Canada. Movember is doing what others can't. They unite experts around the world to collaborate on projects that will fundamentally change the way men in need are treated and supported. To ensure their impact is significant, far-reaching, and long-lasting, they prioritize the three biggest health issues facing men: prostate and testicular cancer, mental health, and suicide prevention. To learn more about this, head over to Movember.com, and if you'd like to donate in honor of men who should still be here today, visit my MoSpace, which I'll provide the link down below. Thanks. So now let's get started into finding Crown land in Ontario. The first thing you want to do is open up whichever browser you use. In my case it's Chrome, and then whatever search engine you use, whether it's Google or DuckDuckGo, and type in Ontario.ca. So go to Ontario.ca, click on that, pick whichever language you use, and head down to the bottom right. You'll see Travel and Recreation, Ontario Parks, Fishing, Hunting, and Tourism. So you'll want to click on that. Then down in the center, you're going to see Camping on Crown land. Now it's important to read all through this because it does give different rules and stuff. Some you may need a permit if it's a provincial park. It also says that you can camp free for up to 21 days in any one site in the calendar year. They are unclear about what this means. I'm sure you just can't move 10 feet, from a camping spot, but you're not going to camp there for 21 days anyways. So scroll all the way down, read what you want, but you want to look for the policy use atlas. So Crown Land Use Policy Atlas. Click on that. You're going to click on Use the Crown Land Policy Atlas. You're going to wait for this to load. It's sort of like an online app. And then go through the disclaimer, make sure you read it. I don't know if anybody reads any of that stuff, just accept it. And then you're going to have this pop up. So what I like to do, I like to go to Map Layers and click on Legend. That way there I know what each color means. Scroll to the area that you want to look in. So I'll give you an example. So you can already see a lot of Crown land use. So you want to look for the general use area. I live in Cornwall, Ontario, so I'm going to zoom in to Cornwall. You'll see there's some purple here. That's Akwesasne. That's an Indian reserve. So you can see that by here. And you can notice the gray is private land. Now in where around I live, I was told there is some chunks of Crown land. I'm not exactly sure where they are, and they don't show on this map. So whether or not it is Crown land, I'm not sure. It might just be a small chunk. I don't know, but it does not show up on this. So you can see that there's no Crown land around me, so I'm going to zoom out and just go down to the east. And you'll notice just above Merrickville, there's a chunk of Crown land here. So you're going to want to zoom in and look for the number associated with that land. So you can see that it's G412. And if you scroll out, this whole area, you'll see another number there, G411. This whole area is that number, but you can tell where the Crown land is because of the color. So zoom in, G412. Right there, you're going to go up to Find Information, and then Policy Reports. Area ID, the area is G412. I'm going to click Search. Now it's going to give you this Area C, Get Land Use Information, and then Link to Map. So if I click this is going to zoom out into the area G412, and you can see how it's a pretty big area. There's the number here, G411, P416. But this doesn't pertain to the private land because that's owned. And you can see there's a chunk of crown land here, chunk of crown land here, there's a little chunk of crown land here. So we're actually going to look in on here. So get land use information. This is going to pop up, tells you the district is Kempville. The report is either in French or English. I'm going to click English. Now this is what I recommend to print out and keep with you if you're camping on the crown land. That way there, if you do get stopped by, it's surrounded by private land. So you have to make sure there is a road access to it, because you can't cross private land to get to it. So it might be landlocked. I'm not too sure. You can see here there is some creeks you can get to it. There's a public road that you can park on. The reason why I say print this off, because you might get a neighbor that, this crown land might be in his backyard, and he might think he owns it or wants to own it and just is one of those people. Who knows? But print this off. That way there you have proof, because if he does call the police or the game warden, they have to come, and at least you have something to prove that it is crown land, because ignorance is no excuse to the law. So it's very important to have this. So what they permit on there, you go down to crown land recreation, yes. Hunting, yes. Some fishing, yes. So crown land recreation is camping, so you are allowed to camp on it. I don't recommend camping on it during November, because in November, December, it is hunting season. So if you do, make sure you do wear orange so that you're highly visible. Because there's such little crown land in the area, I can guarantee you there's going to be a lot of people hunting on it if they don't have access to private land that somebody might own and give them permission to hunt on it. So a lot of people do hunt on crown land. Another thing that you have to do, or that I recommend to do, is plug this into your GPS. Meaning when you get there, you won't know where the boundaries are. So to do that, you want to zoom in and click on markup and printing, add push pin, and from here you right click, zoom in even further if you want. I would sort of set it in a bit, that way there because GPS, it might be good, might be off by a few hundred feet or so. Right click, and that's going to give you a lat and long coordinates, your north and west. These are the numbers that you can plug into your GPS that will give you a waypoint. So at least if you have a topographical map on your GPS and you plug in the four corners, so right click there, put in those numbers, right click over here, put those numbers in, you'll have that section on your GPS. And it is pretty accurate. I hunt on some land up in Renfrew that we rent, and that is, so where's Renfrew? Pembroke, Renfrew, this 60, this Golden Lake. So as you zoom in, you're going to see, just got to let this load for a bit. So Lower Long Lake, this is Dan's Lake. So you can see here by the legend, if I go back to map layers, legend, recommended conservation reserve. So this technically is crown land as well. It's just labeled a reserve. But you see here, this is general use area. This is all crown land. And then you can see these chunks are private. So again, you'd want to zoom in to get this number, G396. Find information, G396, search. And then you have all these different subsections as well. So make sure there's no other subsection there. Get use information. I'm going to want English. It's going to load. Print this off. Crown land recreation. Yes, I can camp. Hunting. Yes, but no new hunt camps. So you can't build a camp on there. I'm guessing that's what that is. So again, you'd want to print that off. So because if you're, say I want to hunt here, you might cross on to private property. So what you want to do is go markup, add push pin, zoom in, go in from the corner just so you can guarantee that you're not off by a few hundred feet, and right click. Now on the land that I hunt on, I've done this directly on the corner, and I can tell you with 100% certainty that it was accurate, because whenever I was in the bush and I came up to that corner, there was some flag tape on the tree with some spray paint, because the gentleman that I gentleman that I rent the land from had a survey done. So it was pretty accurate. So that's something that you should do on your GPS. So at least you know where it is, so you don't cross on the private land. So that's it. That's how you find crown land in Ontario. If you have any questions, list them down below. If you thought this was informative, give it a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments that you liked it. Cheers.